Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town. I'm Lily.
I'm Kim.
And this is Steve Boswell, and thank you for coming in this morning.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me. Very gracious of y'all. Look forward to talking to you about Maysville.
We love Maysville.
Steve has been a Maysvillian for, what,
22 years.
22 years. He's running for council in Ward 1, which is coming up. Don't forget to vote. I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better. And tell us about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Warner Robins, Georgia, a great little place to call home. I saw that town grow. I was an Air Force brat. My mom and dad were in the Air Force and ended up retiring.
So were Lulu's parents.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, they ended up retiring in Warner Robins. I have an older brother, older sister. Both of them
You're the
got to
baby.
travel all the way. Yeah, I was the baby. They're both 10 and 12 years older, so I was
wow.
only child too.
Yes.
So y'all both know what my wife suffers with. I was the only child and the baby, so she got it back.
Oh,
so.
gosh.
And you
Poor
still
guy.
are. You still
That's
are,
right.
I'm sure.
That's right. That's right. So, but grew up in Warner Robins. Was fortunate enough to go on to University of Georgia and play football for University of Georgia and Coach Dooley back in the mid '80s, 1983
The best
through
years.
1986.
Yes.
So, enjoyed that experience. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Yeah. UGA.
Yes.
Yeah, so-
Was that during their highlight? I mean, when they won the
It was
national?
right after, it was post Herschel, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. They had won the national championship in 1980, played for it for several years after that. Then Herschel, I would have played with him as a freshman, but he left and went to the New Jersey Generals, so I didn't get to play with him. But no Herschel, good guy, great letterman, great Georgia football player, a good man. So.
Nice.
So how did you end up in Maysville?
Through work. I've worked in the building industry for all of my career as a supplier, supplying the building industry in several different companies, but ended up in Atlanta working for a company called Ferguson Enterprises, and just my career brought me up here and never made my way back down south. So I met my wife, Laura Lord, in Athens, and when we married, she was a hometown girl in commerce and a teacher in the local area, so I just made this home. Laura's cousin owned some property, Sam Thurman, in Maysville, and we built a house here, and that's where we've been raising our family and enjoying life.
Nice.
We're glad to have you. So tell us why you're really here, and that's to talk about politics or not politics.
Because you're
Well-
not political.
I'm not. I'm a very private person. I felt, in Ward 1, I live in Oak Ridge subdivision, and a lot of Ward 1 is Oak Ridge subdivision. And as I got out and started knocking on doors and meeting people, I felt bad because I said, man, there's a lot of neighbors I don't know.
Yes.
And I've just, my career, I work running that operation for Carter Lumber.
You're busy.
Worked a lot of days, long nights, and a lot of time. So kind of go to work, come home, spend time with my family, get up and do it again. So I've been doing that for the last 10 years, and now I have opportunity. I've changed roles with my company, and I have opportunity, a little bit more flexibility in my schedule. And I had some people come to me with some concerns and just asked. I've been blessed my whole life. Good Lord was pulling on my heartstrings, says it's time to give back to your community. My father raised me that way. He was very involved in the local community, either supporting the sports programs at the local high schools or he sat on the Board of Education. He was on planning and zoning commissions. He was just a leader in that community. That's how I was raised, so I figured I better follow the shoes and the leadership my father showed me. And my sister says, "You're just like Daddy." I said, "Well, that's not a bad thing." So when people ask, it's hard for me to say no. I think I have some things that I can offer the citizens of Maysville. I've been in business for a long time. I was managing a $30 million operation, and running a city government or helping run a city government is very similar to that. So I have a lot of business background that I think would help Maysville in the coming years and the future of what's coming our way. So a lot of growth coming our way. Not a bad thing. I love my small town. I want to keep it small.
Yeah.
I love that part. I love bragging to people that I live in Maysville, and they say, where's that? And I say, oh, it's a little town on the other side of Commerce, and I said, we don't even have a red light.
Yeah.
So I love saying that. I'm bragging when I say that. So I would like to protect that, but it's inevitable. The growth will continue to come our way. So I think it's important that you have things in place and people in place that it can help manage that.
Exactly.
So you can preserve the things that you love about your small town.
Right, right. Controlled growth.
Exactly. So
I heard that you were involved in planning and zoning here in Maysville.
a brief stint, and I probably jumped the gun. Again, someone asked, and I said yes, and I probably should have said no because of the time.
You were busy.
I was just too busy to devote a lot of time to it. And full transparency, I didn't feel like I could make a real impact. It's a small town. You were deciding whether somebody could have chickens in their backyard. I'll let somebody else do that. I didn't really have the time. When I get in something, I want to make a positive impact.
Right, right.
So you have children, I assume?
I do. I have a son, Carter, and a daughter, Blakely, and I have 4 grandchildren, 9, 6, 4, and 1. 1 grandson and 3 granddaughters, and they are the highlight of my day. Fortunately, I only live about 15 minutes from them, and so we get to see them, and we're very involved in their lives, and they're very involved in ours. Keeps us young, chasing those little grandkids away.
But there's a reason you have kids when you're young. Whew! Mine come to visit, and I'm so tired when they leave.
Oh, absolutely. I like it. You can shake them up like a can of Coke and give them back and let them explode on mom and dad. So it's a lot of fun. My son, he's a teacher and coach at Flowery Branch High School.
Oh, nice.
So he has a good career going, doing good things. He was just named Assistant Coach of the Year.
Oh,
Georgia Dugout Club.
Congratulations.
So,
That's a huge honor.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
And is your wife still teaching?
She is not. She's a retired teacher, but she came back out of retirement, and she works for the state in the Department of Education, and she heads up everything that has to do with work-based learning for the state, where they've got kids employed in places like Kubota or Caterpillar or in the healthcare industry. So she's ahead of that in the state, and she helps those folks. She did that role in high school. That's what she was doing. She's here in Jackson County, and she now mentors and manages that for the entire state.
That's a big job.
That's
a big job,
Keeps
keeping
her
up
going.
those kids and where they're at and what they're doing and how they're doing. And
and what a lot of people don't know, they track that after they graduate. They're part of that program. They're going to look at where that particular student is 5 years after graduation. Are they in that career? Did they stay in that career? What are they doing?
I think it's such a great opportunity because we need more kids becoming welders and plumbers and electricians. This 4-year degree thing isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Absolutely. To me, college degrees would be very specialized, and I think that's the way our education system's probably going. And a lot of emphasis, thanks to our governor and the folks in the state of Georgia, has been put on the trades and concentrating on directing and getting kids involved in that as well. And I think it's going to be really important to just the growth of our society.
Right.
We've got to have people skilled in those areas.
Yeah.
So tell me, if you are elected, what's one of the first things you do once you get in office?
I think the number one thing you're going to have to do is unify the city council and the mayor. It's got to work as a team. I've gone back and looked at transcripts. I've gone to some meetings. I've heard people talking in town. And as I campaigned, honestly, I was a little embarrassed for the city council and the city on what was going on, or the lack of what was going on because of the infighting that's going on.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. My whole life has been a life of leadership. I was a captain for the University of Georgia football team. That's the way my parents raised me. I've been in management throughout my career in the business sector. That's one of the skills that I do have, is I am able to build and lead a team. And that's what needs to happen first in Maysville, Georgia, is to unify that city council and the mayor so that there's really only one common goal, and that's the best interest of the citizens of Maysville.
Right, right.
I know that might be a challenge, but just getting people to work together for a common goal is going to be step one.
So when you were out knocking on doors, I'm sure you knocked on a lot of them. What was the number one concern of the citizens that they say, if elected, I want to see you do this? Was there a commonality?
Yeah, in Ward 1, there was a big concern of a development that could possibly happen on the other side of the Oak Ridge subdivision, which all the information that I was given that the city council made the right decision and decided not to allow that development. But you really couldn't, it didn't matter where it is. Development right now is a tough thing, not only for Maysville, but for the surrounding cities and towns of Jackson and Banks County because of infrastructure, the water situation. Not in a good spot to be developing 100+ lots for communities. Not that it's not needed and not that it wouldn't come. I mean, there's a lot of older retired people in our community, and I know why we want to keep it small. I'm one of them. However, you know, the growth and the lifespan of a town relies on new young people coming in. There needs to be new businesses coming in that offers employment, and then they're going to need a place to live. So affordable housing in the city and in our area I think is important, but you just got to do it the right way. Putting a development in with 100+ homes, probably not the right way. Really needs some strong consideration. But yeah, that was the big concern was the infrastructure of Maysville. The other was, quite frankly, how Maysville was being run or not being run, from the standpoint of not getting a lot done and a lot accomplished because of the infighting in the council. So, you know, I hope to, if elected, change that, and then we can take one bite out of the elephant at a time and prioritize the things that are needed in the city so that we can make Maysville a great place to call home.
So now the voting location moved. Where is it now?
It's now at the Maysville City Library.
Okay.
Stone Path Church is our previous location. They will have a sign saying no voting here, go a quarter mile down the road to the library, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. November 4th.
Okay.
And I encourage everyone to get out and vote. It's our civic duty, you know, help make a change, you know, let's do it.
And got early voting going on right now. And
when does that stop?
It's been going on. I already voted. A little confusion for city of Maysville. Depends on what county you lived in to where you needed to go. But the city of Maysville early voting is at Gordon Street in Jefferson.
Okay.
At that facility. So that was a little confusing to people. It was confusing to me, but we figured it out. So.
And that facility, it's easy to get in and out of.
Oh,
They have great parking. You go in, and there's so
never
nice.
a line, really.
No, and it was neat. They all work on. When I walked in, they're working on a puzzle, and then I go around the hall, and they frame all the puzzles. So all the election workers, during elections, they always are putting these puzzles together, and then they frame them and they put them on the wall as decoration. So it was pretty neat. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's
pass
wonderful.
the time down there.
You don't see that in DeKalb County, trust me.
No,
you do not.
No.
You do not.
This is a historic town. This was kind of the center point. People brought all their agricultural down to the train to go to Atlanta, to the markets, and just if you look into it, there's some pretty cool history around Maysville. But you see this going around all parts of the country, not only in the state of Georgia, but you see in smaller communities beautifying, refurbishing their downtown historic areas, and then providing some neat, wholesome family fun within their community. A lot of it's around amphitheaters and music. Music always brings people around. Music and food. So I was happy to see that we were starting that and got concerts coming, and I would love to see more of that. I'm a big music guy. I think that's a lot of fun to be able to go spend a Friday night with your family listening to some good music in the park or wherever you're going to hold it.
We hope you'll come to the November 8th concert.
I will be there. So,
the Retro Brothers, 70s and 80s music, which is the best music ever.
Exactly.
And a young group called Blind Jive, and they're really great. Female singers, awesome.
Well, good. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Food trucks.
Yeah, food trucks and music, it's always a good time, and it tends to bring people together. And if you can provide those types of venues and opportunities for the citizens around Maysville, they'll get to know their neighbors a lot quicker and a lot better. I've learned that from walking around my neighborhood. You know?
It's so important.
It is important, and then you create a culture of people actually care about their community. and they're going to do things differently. You know, they'll get involved, they'll be excited about their community, and it's a spiral, but it's going upward instead of downward. So.
Yeah, we can choose whichever way we want to go.
Exactly.
Why not go up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about everything.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. You can feel it in the air.
Yes.
There's change.
Yeah.
Like Mary Poppins.
It's all chocolate and peppermints.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute, it's unicorn and peppermints. It's going to be a great happy time in Maysville. So
Come on out.
Yeah,
Bring your friends,
yeah.
family, blanket, camping chairs.
Yeah.
It'll be a
and you
good
can
time.
meet Steve and his family too.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Win or lose, we'll be there.
Good.
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity. I just encourage everybody to get out there and vote. And if you got any questions, please contact me. At any time, I'll be accessible.
How would someone contact you?
You can call me. I'm a very private citizen, and I've been kind of scolded by several when all this started about Facebook and getting social media. And I know how important that is, and I know how effective that is. My daughter ran a business based off of Facebook. I'm 61 years old. I'm very old school. I'm very conservative. I'm a very private person. That's going to change maybe. But I know the good that all social media can do. But I really think that the bad outweighs the
Yeah, I do
good.
too.
Yeah.
And I've just taken a principled stance that that's just not me. I'm not going to do that. If I want you to know what I did this weekend, I'll call you, or you were there. So that's kind of how I am with all that. But you can contact me on my cell number 24/7, day or night, doesn't matter to me. 706-870-1668.
You heard it here.
Yeah, 706-870-1668. You can call me. I'll talk to anybody about anything, and if I can help anyone, that's who I am.
Aw.
Awesome.
Well, I think that's wonderful.
Well, we're glad you took time to come see us today and let everybody know that you're running. And for those who don't know,
It's close. I hope everybody knows. I hope everybody gets out there and votes. It's an important thing. You know, our country suffers. Been a lot of struggles within our country, back and forth, and you see a lot of things that shock you today and bothers you today, and people think about, well, what can I do? Some people don't even vote. I said, well, go vote. Well, that don't matter. Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Then I heard Erica Erickson
Oh, I love Eric Erickson.
say something on the radio one day about if you want to affect change or you want to make an impact, get involved in your local government. That's where you have to be voting.
Right.
And if you do that and you can keep the right leadership in place at the local level, it just builds from there.
Right.
And it'll support the country. So when people asked about me getting into this, because I'm not a politician and I never will be, I'll do the best job I can. I will be fair. You may not like what I tell you, but at least I'm going to tell you the truth and the facts. If you get out there and vote, you can make that kind of change.
Perfect.
That's right.
All right. So y'all heard it right here. Get out there and vote. November 4th, Maysville Library. It's your civic duty.
7A to 7P.
That's it. All right.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you coming.
Thank y'all for letting me
back
come
again
up here and
today.
share a little bit about myself, and I look forward to getting to know all my neighbors in Maysville, and hopefully I'll be able to lead them to something that they can be proud of.
Yeah, yeah.
Positive. I
All
like
right. Well, y'all heard it right here, Steve Boswell. And we appreciate you for tuning in to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town. I'm Lulu.
it. I'm Kim, and this is
Steve Boswell.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.
Bye, y'all.